Monsters, Inc. What page is it on? What's that?
I don't know, Daddy.
What is that?
I don't know.
Take a guess. What numbers are there? What do you see?
I see 163.
You know how to say that?
163.
Pretty good, yeah. It's short for 163, but that's exactly right. 163. And when I point to you, you're going to say,
Door.
okay. And Amelia is going to help, aren't you, sweetie?
Mia cannot say door.
No. Okay, so here we are. Monsters, Inc., The Big Boo Rescue. Sully was the top scarer at Monsters, Inc., the biggest energy company in Monstropolis. But at the moment, being number one didn't matter much at all. Sully had to save Boo, the human child he had accidentally let into the monster world. In a secret lab at Monsters, Inc., Boo was being held prisoner. A vacuum-like scream machine built to extract powerful screams from human children hung over her head. Randall Boggs, another scarer at Monsters, Inc., and the company president, Mr. Waternoose, were about to use poor Boo to get unlimited scream energy. Just in time, Sully burst into the lab. He knocked the machine away from Boo and freed her from the chair she was in. "Kitty!" Boo exclaimed in relief as Sully picked her up. Before Sully could escape with Boo, Randall attacked him. Sully was struggling with Randall when Sully's best friend Mike arrived and helped Sully and Boo get away. The chase was on. Sully, Mike, and Boo ran down the hall with Randall close behind. Mike glanced over his shoulder and saw his girlfriend Celia, her snake hair angrily hissing at him. She tried to stop him so he would tell her what was going on. Mike explained that there was a human child in Monstropolis and that Waternoose and Randall were after them. Suddenly, Celia realized how she could help Mike and Sully. "Attention employees, Randall Boggs has just broken the all-time scare record," she fibbed over the loudspeaker. A mob of monsters crowded around Randall to congratulate him. "Get out of my way," Randall yelled. Meanwhile, Sully, Mike, and Boo had reached the scare floor, where children's
Door.
were delivered so monsters could go into their rooms and scare them. They grabbed onto a passing
Door.
and were whisked away into the giant
Door.
vault of Monsters, Inc. Rows of children's closet
Door.
were spread out before them. Boo's
Door.
was just ahead. If they could get to Boo's
Door.
and get Boo through it, she would be back at home safe and sound. But Randall was still after them, climbing from
Door.
to
Door.
and getting closer. Just then, Sully, Mike, and Boo came to a
Door.
sorter. It sent Boo's
Door.
one way while they went another and hit a dead end. What would they do now? "Make Boo laugh," Sully told Mike. They knew that a child's laughter contained even more energy than a child's scream. Mike bonked himself on the head. Boo laughed and all the
Door.
powered up. Now, Sully, Mike, and Boo had a new way to lose Randall. They could use one
Door.
to enter a room in the human world, then re-enter the vault through a different.
Door.
Sully, Mike, and Boo went through the
Door.
they'd been riding. That
Door.
landed them in a beach house in Hawaii. Another
Door.
dropped them in Japan. But Randall was always just a step or two behind them. Sully and Mike opened a
Door.
and they all jumped into a room. Randall ran through the
Door.
but he couldn't find them. After Randall passed by, Sully and Mike dropped from the ceiling. Then they raced back the way they'd come. Randall was right behind them. Randall launched himself at the open
Door.
and smack! The door
Door.
slammed right in his face. Behind the closed,
Door.
Mike chuckled, but Randall wasn't down for long. Just when Sully thought they were safe, Randall appeared out of nowhere. He pounced on the
Door.
that Sully and Mike were riding and plucked Boo out of Sully's arms. Then Randall pulled out the pin that held the
Door.
to the track. Mike and Sully, still clinging to the
Door.
dropped into the depths of the vault. Luckily, Mike managed to wrench open the...
Door.
He and Sully crawled inside and shut the...
Door.
seconds before it crashed to the ground. High up in the vault, another
Door.
opened. Sully peeked out. He spotted Boo and Randall riding a...
Door.
far below. Sully leaped from...
Door.
to...
Door.
heading toward them. Randall opened the...
Door.
and darted inside. Sully followed. The first thing Sully noticed was Boo standing safe and sound on the other side of the room. Boo! He cried in relief. But just then, Randall sprang down on him, knocking him back out the open
Door.
as he fell into the
Door.
vault. Sully desperately reached out and caught the edge of the...
Door.
Randall bent down and began to pry Sully's fingers from the...
Door.
Suddenly, Randall screamed in pain. Boo was yanking on his head. Sully jumped back into the room and grabbed Randall. "You did it, Boo! You beat him!" Sully cried. He pitched Randall through an open...
Door.
Mike slammed it and dropped the...
Door.
into the vault, and that was the end of Randall. Sully had saved Boo, and when it mattered most, Boo had overcome her fear of Randall and saved Sully in return.
Door.